I would target people I know who have access, who I know bring personal devices into a building, or who do things that are adjacent to the sensitive stuff, and I would then work my way up.
For decades, rumors swirled around the highest levels of government. Whispers of strange objects recovered from crash sites, secret facilities operating in the desert, and research projects so classified that even sitting presidents were denied access. Now, for the first time, a senior FBI insider has leaked files that pull back the curtain on these mysteries. Files that reveal the undeniable truth. Alien technology has been found on Earth, and it has been hidden from the public for generations. The leak begins with a series of internal FBI memos dating back to the 1940s, when sightings of unidentified flying objects exploded across the United States. The memos describe an emergency directive from the highest levels of government, ordering agents to secure crash sites and suppress all information regarding anomalous aerial phenomena. One document dated July 1947 details the recovery of a craft outside Roswell, New Mexico. But the leaked file goes far beyond the sanitized public narrative. It describes in chilling detail the condition of the craft, metallic yet organic, its surface shifting in subtle ways that defied explanation. Pieces of the hull exhibited properties unseen in any known material, including the ability to repair microscopic tears in its structure autonomously. Inside the craft, agents found not only technology but biological entities, humanoid in shape but unmistakably alien. Lifeless bodies preserved in a strange gel-like substance. The FBI memos reveal that these bodies and fragments of the ship were immediately transported to clandestine research facilities, the most prominent being Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. The leaked files go on to explain that by the 1950s, reverse engineering efforts were fully underway. Codenamed Operation Starfall, teams of scientists struggled to understand the principles behind the recovered technology. Materials exhibiting perfect conductivity at room temperature, propulsion systems that appeared to manipulate gravity itself, optical devices capable of seeing across vast electromagnetic spectrums invisible to the human eye. Despite the immense effort, progress was agonizingly slow. The technology was so advanced that it was like handing a smartphone to a medieval blacksmith and asking him to replicate it. The leak also includes a stunning revelation. Certain breakthroughs attributed to human genius may have actually been seeded by insights gained from studying alien artifacts. The transistor, fiber optics, integrated circuits, night vision, and even stealth technology all bear suspicious similarities to descriptions found in the early research files on the Roswell debris. But the leak does not stop at technological artifacts. It also describes other crash retrievals, events that were completely unknown to the public. One in 1958 off the coast of Puerto Rico, another in 1965 in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, still another in 1978 in Bolivia, where locals witnessed a fiery object crash into a remote hillside. In each case, specialized teams swiftly moved in, secured the sites, and transported all evidence to hidden facilities. A pattern emerges from the leaked files. First, contain the scene. Second, eliminate civilian witnesses where necessary. Third, discredit any remaining stories through media manipulation. Fourth, transfer all material to black sites under military and private control. The files point to a chilling alliance between elements of the U.S. government and private defense contractors. Entities like Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works and other unnamed corporations were granted access to alien materials in exchange for developing Earth-based applications with military advantages. A darker side of the leaks reveals that not all the recovered technology was inert. Some devices, when disturbed, activated themselves. The files describe incidents where recovered objects emitted intense bursts of radiation, electromagnetic pulses, or even affected the minds of those nearby. One particularly disturbing file recounts an event in 1972 where an entire retrieval team reportedly disappeared without a trace after entering the crash site of a downed object in Alaska. When backup teams arrived, they found the ship intact, but the original crew was simply gone. The documents hint that recovered artifacts may possess intelligence, some kind of sentient or semi-sentient functionality that we barely comprehend. Attempts to interface with these artifacts have led to psychological breakdowns, hallucinations, and even death among researchers. By the late 1980s, a secret initiative codenamed Project Prometheus had been launched. Its goal was to weaponize alien technology, to create devices capable of altering battlefields at the push of a button. Directed energy weapons, gravity distorters, invisibility fields. The leaks claim that while prototypes were created, none could match the functionality of the original artifacts. Humanity was trying to replicate a symphony with stone tools. More recently, the files allege, elements within the intelligence community realized that full disclosure of alien technology would not only undermine government authority, but could trigger the collapse of world economies and major religions. Thus, a disinformation campaign was launched. Decades of ridicule, fake UFO hoaxes, manipulated skeptics, and selective leaks designed to muddy the waters. Every time a real piece of evidence surfaced, it was buried beneath a flood of nonsense. The insider who leaked these files insists that a tipping point is near. The cumulative efforts of whistleblowers, leaks, and public pressure are making it harder and harder to keep the truth hidden. One of the most explosive sections of the leak concerns recent discoveries. In 2019, a deep-sea exploration vessel reportedly recovered a fragment of a craft at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean near the Mariana Trench. Initial analysis suggests the material is not only non-terrestrial, but may predate the formation of the solar system itself. A chilling implication that Earth has been visited, and possibly manipulated, for longer than humanity has existed. Even more unsettling, the fragment exhibits properties suggesting it is still active. Pulsing, faint energy signatures, shifting slightly in mass without external force, and occasionally emitting frequencies that researchers describe as sounding disturbingly like coded messages. Another stunning revelation from the leak involves human contact with non-human intelligence. Several files describe classified meetings between military officials and entities that do not resemble the humanoids found at Roswell. Beings described as ephemeral, shifting between forms, existing partly in our reality and partly elsewhere. The meetings, if the files are to be believed, were not friendly. Warnings were issued, warnings about humanity's use of nuclear weapons, about our environmental destruction, about our reckless development of technologies we do not understand. The entities allegedly made it clear humanity was reaching a dangerous threshold, and not everyone who listens to those warnings has humanity's best interests at heart. Within the leak are references to a secret faction, a breakaway civilization as some have called it, a group that, having gained access to alien technology, no longer sees itself as accountable to Earth's governments or populations. Operating from hidden bases, possibly even off-world, this group allegedly works to accelerate human evolution by any means necessary. Genetic experiments, mind control technologies, advanced AI integrations. To them, the rest of humanity is expendable, a failed branch of the evolutionary tree. One memo chillingly states, "The new human will not be born. It will be engineered." The insider who leaked these files paints a dire picture. A world where alien technology is no longer a secret, but a hidden kingmaker determining the fate of nations and individuals alike. A world on the brink of either unprecedented awakening or unimaginable collapse. As this information spreads, reactions have been swift. Some in government are calling for emergency hearings. Defense contractors are scrambling to secure their research sites. Intelligence agencies are racing to find the source of the leak. And ordinary people are waking up, asking questions they never dared ask before. Was humanity's technological revolution truly born in garages and laboratories, or in secret hangars housing artifacts not of this Earth? How many diseases have been cured in secret using alien bioengineering while the public suffers? How many wars have been fought, not for oil or land, but for control of ancient crash sites? What other truths have been buried beneath layers of lies? Perhaps most terrifying of all, if we have recovered their technology, have they noticed? And if they have, are they coming back to take it, and us, away? The insider warns that the recovered artifacts are only the tip of the iceberg. That deep within the Earth, in places humanity dares not explore, lie far greater secrets. Structures buried beneath ice sheets, under ocean floors, within deep mountain ranges. Signs not just of visitations, but of colonization. Artifacts not millions, but billions of years old. A forgotten history of Earth, erased and rewritten countless times. And according to the files, the next cycle of that rewriting is already beginning. The insider's final message is clear. The truth can no longer be hidden. The time has come to face it, not as divided nations, not as enemies, but as one species, standing at the threshold of a larger universe, one that may not be as welcoming as we once hoped. The question is not whether we are alone. It is whether we are ready to meet the ones who have been here all along, waiting, watching, and perhaps deciding our fate. As the leaked files continue to circulate, more and more curious minds across the globe begin piecing together the puzzle. What was once deemed science fiction is slowly becoming undeniable fact. The history books are being rewritten, and humanity is forced to confront the reality that its technological and cultural advancements may not be of entirely earthly origin. Behind closed doors, the United Nations has begun holding emergency sessions, attempting to address the overwhelming implications of the leak. While most nations are still in disbelief, a growing faction of scientists, military personnel, and former intelligence officers are speaking out, demanding that the truth be made known to the public. Their warnings are clear. The longer these secrets remain hidden, the more dangerous the consequences will be. The leaks also expose disturbing accounts of how certain elite factions of the government may have been using alien technology for their own gain, manipulating both international conflicts and the economic landscape. One particularly damning document mentions the rise of artificial intelligence, suggesting that it was not only inspired by alien technology, but directly integrated into Earth systems. The FBI files hint at a disturbing reality. Certain AI systems used to manage everything from global finance to military defense may have been influenced or even programmed with knowledge that came from extraterrestrial sources. This raises unsettling questions about the autonomy of these systems. How much control do we really have over the technologies we've created? How much influence have these off-world entities had in shaping the tools that now govern our lives? In one chilling segment of the leak, there are references to a program that focused on the study of alien psychology, an effort to understand how alien civilizations might think and act. The implications of such a program suggest that the government has been preparing for more than just the technology. They have been preparing for the day when contact with alien beings might be inevitable. The goal, according to one document, was not to foster peaceful communication, but rather to understand how to manipulate these beings if necessary. It appears that the race for understanding extraterrestrial technology goes beyond just the material. It is about control, influence, and survival. If humanity is to truly enter into a galactic community, the stakes are far higher than most could ever imagine. The leaked files indicate that the government was preparing for a future in which Earth's place in the universe is uncertain, and any advantage, no matter how extreme, could be the difference between life and extinction. As the world grapples with these new revelations, more strange events begin to unfold. In 2021, reports of strange aerial phenomena escalate once again. Sightings of unidentified flying objects, more advanced and faster than anything previously documented, have become commonplace. These are not the typical UFOs we are used to seeing. These new objects exhibit behavior far beyond anything we could possibly create, making sharp turns, accelerating at impossible speeds, and vanishing without a trace. Could these be the very same alien crafts that had been recovered decades ago? The files suggest that, yes, some of the technology is still being tested, and that these objects are the result of human attempts to reverse engineer alien propulsion systems. But the files also hint at something far more sinister. It seems that there are new forces at play in the skies above Earth, forces that are neither human nor alien. The most shocking document in the leak reveals that the United States government has not only been studying extraterrestrial technology, but has also been in contact with alien entities. This interaction, according to the leak, has been ongoing for decades. The documents detail meetings between high-ranking officials and beings who have visited Earth, making it clear that our planet is far more connected to the broader universe than we were ever led to believe. These extraterrestrial visitors, known in the files as the Observers, have reportedly been monitoring humanity for centuries. They've intervened in subtle ways, nudging us towards certain technological advancements and even guiding some of our most important discoveries. The purpose of these interventions, however, remains unclear. Are they benevolent? Or is humanity just a subject of study for these otherworldly beings? According to one of the more recent reports from the leaked files, the Observers have been on Earth long before any recorded history, possibly for millennia. In fact, some researchers believe that many of Earth's ancient civilizations, from the Egyptians to the Mayans, were influenced or even directly assisted by these beings. Ancient myths and religious texts from various cultures, which describe gods descending from the sky, are now being reinterpreted by a growing group of scholars as encounters with extraterrestrial beings. It is during these interactions, the files suggest, that certain pieces of technology were given to Earth's leaders in exchange for access to the planet's resources. This trade-off appears to have been part of a long-standing agreement that benefits the aliens, and perhaps even offers some form of protection for humanity, though the true nature of this agreement remains shrouded in secrecy. As more files are revealed, a disturbing pattern begins to emerge. Certain artifacts recovered from crash sites seem to contain instructions for unlocking new technologies. However, the instructions are cryptic, written in a language so advanced that it appears to be designed for minds far beyond humanity's current level of understanding. One document refers to a universal language embedded within the artifacts, suggesting that humanity may be on the cusp of a communication breakthrough with these alien entities. Some have theorized that these alien artifacts contain blueprints for far more than just advanced technology. What if they are the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe itself? What if these objects contain knowledge about the fabric of reality and the very nature of consciousness? In an alarming section of the leak, a memo from a high-ranking government official refers to a new phase of experimentation involving alien consciousness. The idea of merging human minds with artificial intelligence powered by extraterrestrial technology is discussed in eerie detail. The document speaks of a project known as the Nexus, which seeks to create a hybrid intelligence, a fusion of human thought and alien logic. The aim, according to the memo, is to create a super-intelligent being capable of solving problems beyond the capacity of any human mind. But there's a darker side to this ambition. The files also detail the possibility of alien manipulation, the idea that these extraterrestrial beings may be subtly influencing human thoughts and behaviors through the technology they've provided. Whether this is deliberate or accidental remains unclear, but the very concept raises serious ethical questions. As the files continue to leak, the public becomes increasingly divided. Some call for full disclosure, demanding that the government come clean about its knowledge of extraterrestrial life and technology. Others argue that the truth is too dangerous to reveal, fearing that humanity is not prepared for the consequences of such a revelation. Could exposing these secrets lead to chaos, economic collapse, or even widespread panic? Despite these concerns, the momentum for disclosure continues to grow. Public pressure is mounting. Former intelligence agents, military veterans, and even former presidents are calling for the truth to be made public. Some have even suggested that the government's silence on these matters is a form of control, a way to maintain power by keeping the masses in the dark. But the question remains, if alien technology has been hidden for so long, what else is out there? What other secrets are being kept from the public, buried deep in secret files and hidden from the world's eyes? The most troubling question that remains is one that no one can answer. What are the true motives of these alien visitors, and why have they chosen to interact with humanity in such a cryptic, controlled manner? Are they our saviors or our oppressors? As the files continue to leak, more and more questions arise. Some of the most advanced minds in science, physics, and philosophy are now coming together to solve this puzzle, trying to unravel the meaning of these strange artifacts and their connection to the extraterrestrial visitors. Yet for every answer uncovered, more questions seem to appear. The world stands at a crossroads, one path leading toward enlightenment, the other toward chaos. And as humanity teeters on the edge of discovery, one thing becomes painfully clear. The secrets of the universe are no longer hidden among the stars. They are hidden right here on Earth.